All right, finally, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the Governor of the Commonwealth, Andy Beshear. Governor.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is amazing to have so many great Kentucky companies doing such great work in this capital today. I am proud to not only have been governor that had helped move this project forward in his first term, but is going to work awfully hard to finish it in his second. And given that I'm now a term-limited governor, I'm going to break the rules a little bit. And I'm going to invite my good friend, Representative Ashley Tackett Lafferty, up here to say a few words outside of John Blanton's county. It's her constituents that are going to benefit so much, that are going to see so many jobs. Representative.
Well, I want to say thank you for this opportunity, Governor. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been involved in this project. The Mountain Parkway expansion through Prestonsburg is not just a road leading to eastern Kentucky. To us, it's an opportunity to fuel job growth and an avenue to drive the economy throughout our mountains. And I just want to say thanks again, and hopefully we'll be driving it very soon, Governor.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. In Kentucky, we are building a legacy of infrastructure. Life-changing infrastructure that will have positive impacts on Kentucky's families for generations to come. We've secured federal funding to make sure high-speed internet gets to every home and every business across our state. Families are getting clean drinking water, many of them, for the first time. We're building the Brent Spence Companion Bridge without tolls, pushing forward the I-69 project, and we're four-laning the entire Mountain Parkway. We are truly in our Eisenhower moment. And it's because of hard work of folks like y'all, our engineers, technicians, maintenance workers, project coordinators, and so many more. Because we have folks like you working on these projects, I know we're going to get them done. Nowhere is this more obvious than on the Mountain Parkway project. The Mountain Parkway expansion is more than a half-century in the making. And during so many of those decades, people have wondered, will it ever get done? And collectively, we looked at them and said, watch us. Right now, 100% of this project is either completed, under construction, or under contract, the first time we've ever been able to say that about the four-laning of the Mountain Parkway. We have folks working in Wolfe and Magoffin counties to widen the existing road from 2 lanes to 4. And the final 13-mile segment of the project, known as the Magoffin-Floyd, is under development. In August, we announced that Bizak Construction is the lead design build contractor for the final segment. This means that an eastern Kentucky company is going to finish the four-laning of the Mountain Parkway with eastern Kentuckians doing the hard work. This shows you that infrastructure creates jobs. It creates jobs not just in the construction, but you heard from both state representatives, it creates construction during and after. I mean, hearing about the first business, Emerald Energy, that located or relocated in Magoffin County because of this project, already preparing for that 4-lane. And we know that's happening right now in Floyd County as well. Just think about how long these areas in eastern Kentucky have suffered from lack of infrastructure, from companies saying, if only there was a 4-lane parkway. Now, we're going to be able to provide that infrastructure to them. And to take great sites like the Thunder Ridge site in Floyd County and so many others, and put that next great employer looking for a great workforce that is already waiting in those counties. I want to thank Bizak, along with Palmer Engineering of Winchester, right at the beginning of that Mountain Parkway, and going to see it all the way through. Hayden Bridge Company of Springfield, Bush and Burchett from Prestonsburg, S&ME Incorporated of Lexington, and Civil Design Incorporated of Louisville. Let's give a big round of applause to all these Kentucky companies. We are moving the Mountain Parkway expansion forward at a record pace. And just last week, another big step forward was taken. We've received the federal approval of the supplemental environmental assessment document evaluating the impacts of this final section. We had to get that evaluation. It now goes to public hearings, but that was the next big environmental step that we needed so we can get forward, we can get some shovels or maybe heavier equipment in the ground, getting these final sections done. And I remain committed to fighting for every last dollar that's needed, not just to get the project done, but to get it done as quickly as we can. Remember, every day that goes by that we have this under development, that we don't have it done, is one day that these citizens of Eastern Kentucky lack the artery that they need for a better life. I mean, we call it an artery, and we all think about our circulatory system. It's what brings life to different parts of our body. And it's what's going to bring so many jobs and so much economic development to this region. And we talk about that in terms and phrases like economic development, but what it is opportunity for our kids and for the kids of Eastern Kentucky that far too often have been faced with the tough choice of moving or changing their dreams. This is going to unlock possibilities where no matter how big they dream, no matter what they want to do in life, they can chase it right there in Eastern Kentucky. The new Mountain Parkway will bring in new visitors to Eastern Kentucky at a time when adventure and outdoor tourism is hotter than it's ever been. It's going to make it easier for folks to drive to access health care or to see their families. This widened route will mean easier access for trucks, increasing the appeal for companies to locate there. And most importantly, it'll be safer. As governor, but most importantly as a dad, we talk about logistics, we talk about movement of freight, but the most important thing we ever put in our vehicles are our families. This new route, the 4-lane Mountain Parkway, will make it safer for Eastern Kentucky families to get to work, to get to church, to get to school. We will see fewer accidents and we will save more lives. The new segment through eastern Magoffin and Floyd counties will be like an interstate-like corridor with a divided highway. Without the driveways and secondary roads that connect to Kentucky 114, that's going to drastically reduce conflict points as well as high-speed head-on collisions. To everyone who works on this project, you should be proud. You are delivering on a 60-year promise of a 4-lane Mountain Parkway, a promise that's been made since Governor Burt Combs broke ground on the initial parkway in 1963. This project is an example of the amazing work that our engineers and public works folks do every day. Each of them, each of you play a critical role in the future of our Commonwealth. I also want to thank the many members of Team Kentucky that have helped make this happen, from Secretary Jim Gray and the great team at the Transportation Cabinet. Just think about what they've done in the last 4 years. They have been working on 3 mega projects all at the same time, unheard of. They've been doing their day job during that. The Minnie to Herald now open. What an incredible project, and those types of projects all over the Commonwealth. And they've responded to not one, but multiple natural disasters, historic natural disasters, helping people get back on their feet, helping to house people in the interim, and helping us build high-ground communities in the East. This is truly the greatest work that our Transportation Cabinet has ever done. Let's give them a round of applause for everything they do. And I appreciate our federal partners and the shout out for what's going on in Kentucky, because you're right. I mean, we are on an economic win streak, the likes of which we have never seen. More jobs, more investment in the last 4 years than under any other governor. $29.3 billion of new investment in us. We're doing things the world has never seen, like building the 2 biggest battery plants on planet Earth, the cleanest recycled paper mill the world's ever seen in Henderson. We've created 51,700 new jobs together. We're creating good jobs, an average $26 an hour of the new jobs we've announced in the last 3 years alone. This is our chance, our opportunity as Kentucky to leapfrog so many other states' economies, to never be a flyover state ever again, but to be the destination. No one is ever going to be able to look down on us ever again with what we are doing. And it's time that Kentucky took its place as an economic powerhouse in this country. in the post-COVID world. That's our opportunity. That's the promise that's in front of us, and we've got to grasp it. Part of grasping it is through this budget. Through this budget, we've got to make sure that we move these projects forward, both through the amount that Secretary Gray talked about in our road plan, along with the $300 million I've asked for to push both the Mountain Parkway and I-69 forward. We know through the Brent Spence Bridge application that the more we budget, the extra that we budget helps us bring down federal dollars, and I'm told helps us pick up the pace, because I want to drive that whole 4-lane Mountain Parkway while I'm still governor. We think about the other things that it's going to take to move us forward. It's that internet expansion. It's investments in our ports and in our airports, but it's also investments in the original workforce development programs, and those are our public schools. It is time that we step up and provide that 11% raise to every single public school employee so that we continue to create the best workforce, the next group of engineers and those that work on public works all over Kentucky. It's time that we fund universal pre-K so we don't have half of our kids showing up for kindergarten not ready and falling behind. It's time for universal pre-K along with our plan for child care, where we will solve 1/4 of this problem, getting more people back to work and filling these jobs. It's time that we fully fund our KPDI Build Ready site programs to make sure that everywhere we're building these 4 lanes, that we have those next sites for businesses ready to go. It's time that we fund public safety the way that we need to, and we improve the health care of our people. It's time for all that because of projects like this. And because Kentucky is racing to the forefront of this nation's economy, becoming a true economic and moral leader. That wouldn't be possible without so many people in this room, in this rotunda, that have believed in this Commonwealth for so long, that have helped push our infrastructure ahead, that have hired Kentuckians at their highest and their lowest points, and that ultimately work hard every single day through the private sector to make sure that we push this state forward. And what I know is the way we achieve this promise is together, not pushing the politics of division and anger or hatred, but one where we recognize that we are all Kentuckians, and what we're doing today builds a better future for every single person that comes after us. So I think everybody in here gets the lesson, but remember, life is short. Our job is to do good things, to be kind to each other, and to leave the world a little bit better than we found it. And everybody, please take your time going home. You're going to drive on amazing roads, but we've had a little bit of inclement weather. But I love how y'all are building them every single day, and these projects help them withstand anything that Mother Nature can throw at us. We are proud Kentuckians, and today we are celebrating a proud Kentucky project. This investment by the federal government, every dollar they put into our infrastructure is invaluable and moves us forward. Every economist that you'll talk to, from the conservative to the others, will say that whether we are in a time of plenty or a time of recession, investing in infrastructure is always a wise investment. And that bill that I call the bipartisan infrastructure law, and you all have the different acronym for it, is one of the best pieces of legislation that has passed in my lifetime. We've been working on something like this since my dad was elected governor in 2007, and it has happened. And just look at everything that's going on because of it. So I'm proud of our entire federal delegation, including Senator Mitch McConnell, who voted for that legislation. That was something we did together, and now this is something amazing we're doing together too. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have something here for you as well.
All right.
Governor Beshear, I want to thank you for your participation here today, for one, for the rotunda, the use of the rotunda,
Yes.
but also for your leadership and the vision that you had to help see this project through. So really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Tell you what, can we get all the Kentucky team
I like it.
that's working on the project and has done anything? Will you all come up and get a picture with me with this? You all are the reason that we're able to do it.
Their engineers are a little shy.
Come on.
Come on, guys.
We know y'all. We wrote this into the contract, so come on up. Good to see y'all. We need to balance out a little over here, too. Kentuckians building Kentucky. That's what we like to see. All right. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Thank you, Governor. Good to see you all. Thank you, Governor. Keep up the great work. Hey, Tom, good to see you. And we appreciate you. So keep up the good work, and thank you. Wouldn't be here without you. Good to see you.